Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel, and this is my first impressions look on the Nike Renew Elevate 3. So if you guys remember, the Nike Renew Elevate, the original one, like the first one, was freaking amazing. I raved about this shoe when it came out. And of course the 2 came out and it was pretty much the same exact shoe, the same exact traction and midsole. The upper was different though, but I didn't really want to get it because it's pretty much the same shoe and the upper looked pretty similar, so I didn't get it. And then now the 3 is out, right? And the 3 looks awesome. You know, this is a triple black colorway and it's going for 80 bucks. Pretty damn cheap. And if you guys do want to get it, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description box. But let's get it started off with the tracciones. And as far as the traction pattern goes, it looks pretty cool. So here in the heel, we got some lines, like a U-shaped line here, and then some herringbone. But then here in the middle of the forefoot, we have like a swirly shape. You know what I mean? And it reminds me a lot of, I think it was like photo booth or something on like MacBooks a long time ago, and then there was a filter like this. That's what it reminds me of a little bit. That's what it looks like they put here. Which is pretty funny. But anyways, testing the traction on my wood floors, it seems alright. The bite is not the best, right? It's slipping a little bit and there's not that much squeak, just a tiny bit, which definitely does suck. But for durability, it seems like it's gonna be very good. You know, the rubber is super hard, the grooves are deep, and we have a lot of rubber. As you guys can see, a lot of surface area. So I feel like, you know, of course, outdoor use is gonna be good. Typical of like cheaper Nike shoes, they're good for outdoor use, and then they're more expensive shoes, it's not, which is pretty interesting. But anyways, traction, I'm a little iffy on, but we'll have to see on that. You know, the original Renew Elevate was actually pretty damn nice. It wasn't top tier, but it was solid, right? Alright, moving on to the heel to toe transition. It feels pretty damn smooth so far. So here in the heel, we got a nice curved shape, fully exposed midsole. And here in the forefoot, we have a nice curved shape and a lot of forefoot flex. It doesn't really flex in the midfoot though, so I feel like torsional support is going to be good. There's just mostly flex here in the forefoot, which is a good thing. So right now, it feels pretty damn smooth. I like how it feels so far. Alright, moving on to the cushioning setup. So they're using Renew, and Renew is a pretty nice foam. It's a budget foam. Nike puts it usually in the cheaper shoes, hence, you know, the Renew Elevate, it's 80 bucks, right? So on their website for the tech specs, it just says foam midsole, which is like, we don't even care what the tech is in the shoe. It's just a foam, you know what I mean? But of course, it's called Renew Elevate, and it says Nike Renew here in the heel, so obviously it's Renew, right? I'm not sure if this part is Renew though. Renew foam has a distinct texture or pattern on it, as you guys can see here. And then on the bottom of it, it's just foam, I'm guessing, right? And it's probably very similar to the Renew Elevate. Remember, we had Renew, and then it was dual density here in the heel, so it was just a regular foam, probably like Phylon or something. And I'm guessing that's what they're doing here, but as you guys can see, there's a lot less Renew, right? But also, it looks a lot thicker, and it feels a little bit thicker as well. The core feel is not as good as the original Renew Elevate. The Renew Elevate 3, it still has pretty good core feel, but here in the heel especially, you seem a little bit higher. There is a good amount of compression in the heel, which does feel nice. And I really like the Renew Elevate, you know what I mean? It does bottom out, which does suck, but I mean, when you get it, it's really nice. You know, there's a nice soft compression and a nice subtle bounce as well. Nothing crazy like React, but you get a little bounce back, which I really, really liked. And it felt really nice, especially for the price. And the Renew Elevate seems pretty damn similar, but with a little bit more cushion, which of course is a good thing. I really like how it feels overall. The step in comfort though doesn't feel amazing right now, right? So as per usual, Nike in their cheaper shoes, the insole is not that nice. And underneath that, we have a pretty stiff struggle board. So right underneath the foot, doesn't feel the best. Hopefully that breaks in though. But the midsole does seem nice so far right now. Alright, moving on to the materials, we have a mesh material, right? And it's pretty damn similar to the original Renew Elevate. It feels extremely similar as well. But the original Renew Elevate, it's more like an open mesh, right? This is more like a textile mesh, right? But it still feels really thin. It's really soft. It conforms to your foot extremely well. It seems pretty supportive as well. I mean, there's a little bit of stretch to it, but on foot, it's really comfortable. As far as the quality goes, it's not bad. At least they're not giving us like a shit mesh, you know? So I like the overall mesh material. You can definitely tell it's a cheaper shoe in like the tongue and also the lining. Like the material that they use in the lining it feels really cheap, and also like the fused material here on the medial and lateral side, but you don't really feel that all too much on foot, you know? So that's a good thing. And also here in the tip of the toe, we have some fuse for extra durability if you do toe drags. Here for the padding in the tongue, it's really minimal. And also the padding in the ankle area is really minimal too. So it's a very minimal feeling upper, which conforms to your foot very well. And right now it feels great on foot. So I'm not mad at the materials at all, especially for only $80. Alright, moving on to the fit. I went true to size and it's a really nice fit. So my toes go pretty much right to the edge of the shoe. And also here in the toe box, it's quite snug. I can barely curl my toes up, which I really do like. But I feel like this textile material is gonna stretch out. You know, when I break it in and play in it a little bit more, it'll probably stretch out a little bit. So we'll have to see on that. And also width-wise, it's quite narrow. So you guys can see it's a pretty narrow shape here. It's not super narrow like the KDs, but it is kind of narrow. So be careful if you have a wide foot. So fit for me right now feels really, really nice. If you have a wide foot or you want a roomier fit, I would suggest going up half a size or maybe even a full size, because it is pretty damn snug here in the forefoot. Alright, moving on to the support and lockdown. So for lateral containment, I really like what they did. So here in the forefoot, we can see this rubber piece right here, right? It's actually not connected to the midsole. This is actually rubber. And it comes up to act as a sidewall here in the forefoot. So for better containment. And I really like how they added this, just because this mesh material doesn't feel like it's gonna, I mean, like there's not a whole lot of stretch, but I feel like it'll like roll over on itself a little bit just because it's a really soft material, right? So that's a good thing that they added this. And also here in the heel, I guess like the foam does act as a sidewall a little bit, it looks like. And there is an internal TPU heel counter, so lateral containment I feel like is gonna be good. And then as far as the lateral stability goes, look at this. Look at the outrigger and how wide it comes out here. It protrudes out like crazy, which is a good thing. That'll keep you laterally stable, and also it's pretty similar here in the heel as well. Look at that. You have a nice wide outrigger here in the heel too, so that's a nice design. So I feel like lateral stability is going to be very good in the shoe too. All right, moving on to the weight of the shoe. I mean, it's probably going to be really light. You know, cheaper shoes usually are very, very light just because they lack tech. I'm guessing like 10? Yeah, 10.55 ounces. Let's check the other pair. 10.34 ounces. Let's average it out like 10.4. That's still really, really, really light. Does it feel light? Yeah, it feels extremely light. Very, very minimal. So is it going to be responsive though? We'll have to see on that. Everything about the shoe feels nice so far, but I am a little iffy on traction. Hopefully it's really, really good. But of course, we'll have to wait until the full performance review for that. Moving on to the aesthetics, I like it. You know, it looks great actually. You know, I don't really like triple black shoes all too much, but I definitely do feel like it looks a little bit better than the original one, right? But this one still looks pretty good, the original one. So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, the Renew Elevate 3. Can it be as good as the original Renew Elevate? We'll have to see on that. Is it going to be in as many lists as the original one? Also, we'll have to see on that. But my first impressions of the shoe are looking pretty damn good so far. You know, I'm liking a lot of things about the shoe right now. The weight is super light. I like the overall materials. Support feels pretty good, and it fits me really, really well. It's just, we'll have to see on the traction. And also, I guess we'll have to see if the cushion bottoms out very quickly. But other than that, I'm liking the shoe so far. But anyways, that about concludes my first impressions look on the Nike Renew Elevate 3. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll leave an affiliate link in the description box. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.